life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them, that only creates sorrow. Laozi's words from centuries ago resonate with modern physics today, revealing that ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science share surprising common ground. In exploring the profound links between Taoism, an ancient philosophy that teaches harmony with the flow of life, and quantum physics, the science uncovering the mysteries of particles and energy, we uncover a shared vision. Reality is interconnected, uncertain, and more dynamic than it appears. This guide takes you on a journey through 11 key insights, from non-duality and balance to letting go of rigid control and accepting the unknown. With ideas from Taoist philosophy, like Wu Wei, effortless action, and scientific principles, such as the observer effect and quantum entanglement, we'll explore practical exercises that bring these concepts into everyday life. Whether you're a seeker of peace or fascinated by the mysteries of existence, this fusion of science and spirituality offers a transformative lens on reality. Understanding the core of Taoism and quantum physics. At their core, both Taoism and quantum physics challenge our everyday view of reality, suggesting a world that operates beyond linear cause and effect thinking. Taoism, rooted in ancient Chinese philosophy, teaches that life's mysteries are interconnected and governed by the Tao or the Way, an ineffable force that underlies all existence. This concept encourages followers to align with the Tao by embracing fluidity and balance, often depicted as the interplay of yin, passive, and yang, active, forces. Laozi's Tao Te Ching illustrates how living harmoniously with this natural order reduces stress and promotes well-being by encouraging an open, flexible mindset. Similarly, quantum physics reveals a world where particles don't behave as expected by classical physics. The works of physicists like Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg show that at the subatomic level, particles don't exist in one place or state until observed, rather, they exist as probabilities. The observer effect, demonstrated in experiments such as the double-slit experiment, emphasizes that reality at this level is shaped by our perception and interaction with it, a finding that echoes Taoist ideas of interconnectedness. Where Taoism teaches us to accept mystery and live without forcing outcomes, quantum physics confirms that much of reality is uncertain. Scholars like Fritjof Capra and David Bohm have highlighted these similarities, noting how both disciplines reveal that separations we experience in the physical world, like space, time, and self, are ultimately illusory. By understanding this, we gain a framework for seeing life as interconnected and dynamic, where embracing uncertainty leads to greater peace and alignment with our surroundings. Embracing non-duality, seeing reality as interconnected. A central concept in both Taoism and quantum physics is the idea of non-duality, the view that all parts of reality are interconnected and that distinctions we often make, such as between self and other, are, in a sense, illusions. Taoism teaches that the universe operates as a single, indivisible whole governed by the Tao, an idea symbolized by yin and yang, two opposite forces that exist together to form balance. Laozi suggests that by seeing beyond divisions, one can experience a more harmonious life, appreciating that all things are interdependent. Quantum physics, particularly through Niels Bohr's principle of complementarity and David Bohm's ideas on wholeness and implicate order, echoes this interconnectedness. Subatomic particles can be entangled, meaning that a change in one particle instantly influences another, regardless of distance. This concept, known as quantum entanglement, demonstrates how at a fundamental level, separateness is an illusion. Exercise for interconnected reflection. Take 5 minutes each day to reflect on the interconnectedness of the things around you. Observe commonalities between seemingly unrelated objects or concepts, such as how food, sunlight, and life itself rely on shared cycles. This practice not only illustrates the Taoist principle of seeing life as a unified whole but also resonates with quantum physics' view that all matter and energy are intertwined. By embracing non-duality, one learns to see beyond isolated events or individuals, feeling more connected to the world. In both Taoist and quantum perspectives, recognizing unity shifts our perception, promoting empathy, cooperation, and inner balance. If you're enjoying this audiobook and finding value in the content, we kindly ask you to take a moment to subscribe to the channel. A large portion of our listeners and viewers haven't subscribed yet, and by doing so, you'll help us grow and continue bringing you more high-quality audiobooks. Your support means a lot to us, and it's just one click away. So, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay connected and never miss out on our latest releases. Living with paradox, accepting uncertainty. Both Taoism and quantum physics challenge our desire for certainty, teaching that reality is often paradoxical and unknowable. In Taoism, Laozi's Tao Te Ching suggests embracing paradox as a natural part of existence, describing the Tao as something that cannot be fully understood or defined. Taoist philosophy highlights the harmony of opposites, yin and yang, teaching that by accepting both light and dark, gain and loss, one can achieve balance. Living with paradox allows us to let go of rigid ideas and become more adaptable, experiencing life with greater openness and calm. Quantum physics likewise emphasizes the paradoxical nature of reality. For instance, wave-particle duality, the idea that particles like electrons behave as both waves and particles, defies conventional logic. As Werner Heisenberg famously posited in his uncertainty principle, the more precisely we know a particle's position, the less precisely we can know its momentum, and vice versa. This scientific uncertainty mirrors the Taoist view that seeking absolute control or knowledge is futile. Rather, reality is best approached with openness and acceptance. Exercise for embracing paradox. Try journaling each day about a paradox in your own life, such as the desire for both independence and closeness in relationships. Reflect on these contradictions without trying to solve them. This exercise mirrors the Taoist practice of non-attachment and helps develop resilience by encouraging acceptance of life's inherent uncertainties. By embracing paradox, both in science and philosophy, we can learn to navigate life's complexities with greater fluidity. Taoism and quantum physics together suggest that acceptance, rather than control, is the pathway to peace and understanding. Practicing Wu Wei, effortless action. A key principle in Taoism is Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action or non-doing. It encourages flowing with life's natural rhythms rather than forcing outcomes. Laozi's Tao Te Ching describes Wu Wei as a state where actions arise spontaneously in harmony with the Tao, without the need for control or excessive effort. By practicing Wu Wei, one learns to observe and respond to situations rather than impose rigid expectations, finding balance and peace in alignment with nature's flow. In quantum physics, we see a parallel to Wu Wei in the way subatomic particles exist and behave. Particles like electrons do not follow predictable paths, but instead move in probabilistic patterns, with outcomes influenced by their surroundings and other particles. Just as Taoism teaches yielding rather than forcing, quantum physics shows that reality unfolds naturally within its own rules, echoing the Wu Wei ideal of letting things happen organically. Exercise for practicing Wu Wei. Choose a routine activity, such as a conversation or a task, and practice doing it without aiming for a specific outcome. For instance, in a conversation, let it flow naturally without steering it toward a particular point. Reflect afterward on how it felt to release control. This exercise helps cultivate an adaptable mindset, reducing stress and increasing enjoyment. By embracing Wu Wei, we find that many actions are more effective when they align with natural momentum rather than forceful interference. Both Taoist philosophy and quantum physics suggest that outcomes improve when we act in harmony with our environment, allowing events to unfold with minimal resistance and maximum alignment. Observing the power of the observer. In both Taoism and quantum physics, the act of observation itself plays a crucial role in shaping reality. In Taoism, awareness is key to understanding and connecting with the Tao, which flows through all things. Laozi emphasized the importance of clear, non-judgmental perception, suggesting that how we see the world influences our relationship with it. This Taoist practice of mindful observation fosters presence and reduces stress by grounding us in the current moment without attachment. Quantum physics, particularly through the observer effect, reveals a similar phenomenon. Studies like the double-slit experiment show that when particles are observed, their behavior changes. They move from potential wave-like states to more fixed particle states. This concept, popularized by physicists like Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg, indicates that the observer's presence can alter reality at the quantum level, highlighting the fundamental connection between consciousness and existence. Exercise for mindful observing. Spend 5 minutes daily observing something familiar, like a tree, an object, or even a habit, without trying to define or judge it. Focus on purely seeing it as it is. This mirrors the Taoist idea of observing without preconceived labels and allows for a fresh perspective on even the most ordinary things, helping cultivate inner calm and awareness. Both Taoism and quantum physics illustrate that perception shapes reality, whether it's an electron shifting behavior or a person finding peace through open-minded observation. By practicing mindful, non-judgmental observation, we become more present, aware, and in tune with the subtleties of our environment, experiencing life's nuances with clarity and connection. Releasing attachment to outcomes. In both Taoism and quantum physics, detaching from specific outcomes allows us to engage more fully with the present moment. Taoism teaches that the Tao, or the natural flow of life, is best experienced without grasping for control or expecting certain results. Laozi emphasized that rigid attachments lead to unnecessary stress and that true freedom lies in embracing change with openness. By releasing attachment, we align with the Tao, developing resilience and peace in response to life's inherent unpredictability. Quantum physics mirrors this concept with its emphasis on probabilities rather than certainties. Subatomic particles don't exist in fixed states until observed, rather, they occupy probabilistic states where any number of outcomes is possible. This concept, central to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, shows that the universe's foundation is one of potential rather than absolutes. By embracing this scientific view, we understand that letting go of rigid expectations opens us to a wider range of experiences and possibilities. Exercise for releasing attachment. Each morning, set a goal or intention for the day. Something achievable yet flexible, like approach today with kindness. Consciously avoid defining how this kindness will manifest or expecting specific outcomes. At day's end, reflect on how your day unfolded without the weight of rigid expectations. This practice aligns with the Taoist concept of living in flow and builds comfort with uncertainty. In both Taoism and quantum science, attachment to specific outcomes limits the experience of the broader reality. Letting go allows us to engage more freely, fully, and openly with life, helping us handle change more calmly and encouraging personal growth. Practicing stillness to access the empty state. Both Taoism and quantum physics highlight the power of stillness and emptiness, viewing them not as voids but as states rich with potential. In Taoism, the concept of emptiness is essential for connecting with the Tao, the source of all creation. Laozi describes the value of an empty vessel, emphasizing that stillness and inner space allow for openness, creativity, and alignment with the natural flow of life. By embracing emptiness, Taoism teaches that we make room for growth and insight, rather than filling our minds with rigid thoughts and desires. Quantum physics also supports this notion of potential within emptiness. The quantum field, often referred to as a vacuum state, is far from empty. It's a field where particles constantly emerge and vanish, representing boundless potential. David Bohm's theory of implicate order further illustrates that what appears empty is, in fact, an underlying field of interconnected energy. This idea shows that what we perceive as stillness or nothingness is a fertile ground for new possibilities. Exercise for accessing stillness. Spend 5 minutes each day in a quiet space, closing your eyes and focusing on your breath. Let go of any specific thoughts or goals, simply allowing yourself to be. Visualize yourself as an empty vessel, open to any experience or insight that may arise. This practice helps cultivate a state of receptivity, aligning with Taoism's approach to emptying the mind and echoes quantum physics' concept of a fertile vacuum state. By practicing stillness, we can connect with the potential within ourselves and the world. Taoism and quantum physics remind us that emptiness isn't lack, rather, it is the presence of endless possibility and the foundation for true creativity and understanding. Perceiving reality as non-local. Taoism and quantum physics both propose a reality where all things are connected, even across distances, emphasizing the concept of non-locality. In Taoism, this connection is understood through the Tao, which flows through everything, creating an underlying unity. Laozi's teachings emphasize that separation is an illusion, as all parts of existence are interwoven within the natural order. By perceiving reality as non-local, Taoism encourages a mindset that sees connections rather than divisions, fostering a deep sense of empathy and belonging. Quantum physics introduces this concept scientifically through quantum entanglement. According to Albert Einstein and later explored by physicists like David Bohm, entangled particles remain connected no matter how far apart they are, an interaction described as spooky action at a distance. This non-local behavior implies that reality at a subatomic level defies classical concepts of separation and independence, instead operating within a web of interconnected energy. Exercise for feeling connection at a distance. Choose someone you feel disconnected from, either physically or emotionally. Take a few minutes to mentally send positive intentions to them, imagining them happy and well. This practice, akin to loving-kindness meditation, can create a sense of connection even at a distance, reflecting the non-local bonds Taoism and quantum physics describe. Through non-locality, both Taoism and quantum science show that space and separation are relative concepts. By embracing this, we gain a greater sense of unity with others and the world, shifting from a self-centered view to one that values interconnection. This broader perspective reduces feelings of isolation and enhances empathy, illustrating the potential for connection regardless of physical boundaries. Using yin and yang to balance inner energies. The Taoist concept of yin and yang represents the balance between opposite forces that together create harmony in life. Yin is associated with qualities like stillness, receptivity, and rest, while yang embodies action, energy, and movement. Laozi emphasized that both forces are interdependent, each contains a seed of the other, showing that true balance arises from embracing both. This balance isn't about suppressing one aspect, but rather allowing yin and yang to flow naturally, leading to inner harmony and resilience. Quantum physics reflects a similar dynamic with the relationship between matter and energy. Particles and waves, seen as dual aspects of light, demonstrate that elements of reality coexist in complementary forms. Niels Bohr's principle of complementarity, for example, states that a particle's wave or particle behavior depends on how it's observed, showing that opposites in nature aren't truly separate but rather complete each other. Exercise for daily yin-yang balance. At the end of each day, note one inactivity, something restful, like reading or meditating, and one yang activity, something active, like exercising or socializing, that you experienced. Reflect on how these activities contributed to your sense of well-being, encouraging a balanced life where both rest and action play essential roles. By practicing this balance, we embody the essence of yin and yang in daily life, building resilience and emotional equilibrium. Both Taoist and quantum perspectives show that by honoring both restful and active energies, we align with natural rhythms, cultivating a sense of harmony. This balance leads to a more adaptable, centered, and harmonious way of engaging with the world. Finding peace in the unknown. Both Taoism and quantum physics teach the importance of accepting the unknown rather than seeking constant certainty. In Taoism, the Tao itself is seen as a mystery beyond human understanding, and Laozi encourages us to embrace life's unpredictability without resistance. By accepting that not everything can be known or controlled, Taoism provides a path to inner peace and freedom from the anxiety that comes with excessive attachment to outcomes. Quantum physics reinforces this perspective by highlighting the inherent uncertainty at the foundation of reality. Werner Heisenberg's uncertainty principle shows that it's impossible to precisely determine both the position and momentum of a particle simultaneously. This scientific principle implies that uncertainty is woven into the structure of the universe. Embracing this insight, as suggested by physicists like Niels Bohr, allows us to accept that life's unpredictability is not a flaw but an essential quality of reality itself. Exercise for embracing the unknown. Reflect daily on one uncertain aspect of your life, such as a goal or relationship where the outcome is unclear. Practice accepting this unknown as a natural part of life rather than something to fear or control. Notice how this shift in perspective reduces stress, replacing the need for certainty with openness to possibility. Through both Taoism and quantum insights, we see that finding peace in the unknown allows us to live more freely, without the mental strain of needing everything defined. This acceptance cultivates resilience and encourages a mindset of curiosity and openness, transforming uncertainty from a source of anxiety into an opportunity for growth and understanding. Seeing yourself as part of a larger, dynamic whole. Both Taoism and quantum physics invite us to view ourselves as integral parts of a vast, interconnected reality rather than as isolated individuals. Taoism teaches that all beings and phenomena are expressions of the Tao, or the Way. Laozi's philosophy emphasizes that individuality is an illusion, and true harmony comes from understanding oneself as part of an interdependent whole. This perspective fosters compassion, humility, and a sense of belonging, helping us to live with greater empathy and purpose. Quantum physics similarly reveals a universe where everything is interconnected at a fundamental level. David Bohm's theory of implicate order, for instance, suggests that all particles and forces are embedded within a larger framework of dynamic, interconnected energy. Quantum entanglement further demonstrates this unity, as entangled particles influence each other instantaneously, regardless of distance. This science suggests that separations are superficial, with all matter and energy deeply linked within a single universal field. Exercise for experiencing connection. Once a week, engage in an activity that emphasizes community or collective purpose, such as volunteering or spending time with nature. Reflect on how your actions contribute to a larger network of relationships, whether human, ecological, or cosmic. This practice helps cultivate a sense of unity and reinforces the Taoist and quantum perspective of being part of a greater whole. By seeing ourselves as part of an interconnected system, we expand our sense of self beyond personal desires, embracing the shared experience of life. Taoism and quantum physics together teach that understanding our role within the larger whole can bring a profound sense of peace, enhancing our relationships, fostering humility, and creating a life that feels rich with meaning. Copyright 2024 by AudioBooksTube. Thank you for listening. Please consider to subscribe, like, and share to help the channel growth, new videos on a daily basis.